That's not true.
Hold
People are
on.
getting fired.
Hold on. Mindful of the clock.
Yep.
Taylors, thank you. Grateful to you. Maureen, for they don't know, Maureen used to be in the FBI, and she's going
A
to tell
different
us
studio today.
what's going on in the investigation. Maureen, what's your sense of first of all, why'd they pick up two people who they said were persons of interest? It turned out nothing to do with it. How does that happen? Wait, hold
You're
on, Maureen.
muted, Maureen.
You got to
You're
unmute.
muted.
I'm mute. Please.
It happens very easily. A witness there at the scene said, "Hey, this guy over here was acting suspiciously, blah blah blah," and of course they're gonna run every lead to ground. So that's exactly how that happened.
Well, but why do they? I'm sorry, Maureen. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just trying to learn. Why do they announce it?
Well, they had a guy in custody. For all we know, there could be 10 people involved in this event. So I don't like, I'm just going to come right out and say, I do not like how the media portion of this event has been handled at all. I'm not a fan.
Meaning
However,
what?
except for today. I like today. I like the pressers that they're doing. Those are good. But I first want to say, before we get into the investigation, that Charlie Kirk was a beacon of bravery. I mean, he was a brave beacon um, uh, of just free speech. And him getting killed, assassinated, isn't just someone on the right getting assassinated. It's a terrorist attack telling all of us to shut the fuck up about what we believe. That's what this is.
Yeah.
This isn't just Paul Pelosi gets beat up in his house, which is terrible for anyone to suffer that type of thing. To equate those two things is just something else to me. Now to the investigation. I think how they found this guy was they looked for all the pre-incident indicators. I've been involved in a lot of events, like in Los Angeles, FBI, we do all the award shows, everything from the Academy Awards, the Grammys, and the Rose Bowl. It's a lot of threat stuff we deal with, and we go to meetings beforehand, and we look for things, and we understand what the threatscape is to a pretty good detail. I think they looked at all the because this was a planned event. Make no mistake. This did not just, happen organically. This had been planned for quite some time. This is someone that was familiar with the campus, either from being there or because they wanted to kill Charlie Kirk. This someone said earlier about, a conservative campus, or Dan said it. Well, this is a conservative campus, and it happened there. Yeah. That's going to be considered more of a soft target, Dan. When you go to a place where people's guard might be down a little bit more, that's kind of what you want. And to a certain extent, in Butler, Pennsylvania, it was a softer target because I think everybody thought that it would be a bunch of, MAGA. It's going to be a bunch of MAGA supporters. They're going to be, watching out for President Trump. But
Yeah. Maureen, we're mindful of the time. I just want to ask you one question, and
yeah.
you tell me if the premise is so absurd you don't want to answer. Maybe there's a little bit of a continuum here, but it seems to me more of a binary. The killer is either a mastermind, total rational actor on a political mission, or a crazy person. Is that roughly fair, or not necessarily?
Not necessarily at all.
Okay. How common is it for someone who's totally crazy, just a crazy person, not with a political agenda, to be able to elude law enforcement for this long?
Well, when you're that crazy, you tend to make mistakes. This person did
Yeah.
a lot of things the way, in a way that allowed them to evade. He could have just walked off. He was dressed in black when he came in, and he had a change of clothing in his backpack, and he had a collapsible stock on his weapon system, and he put that in the backpack, and changed his appearance and just walked off with everybody else.
Would a crazy person be able to do all those things so effectively?
Well, it depends on what type of crazy we're talking about. Yes, someone crazy could, but I don't think that's what we're looking at, Mark. I think we're looking at someone that just was hell-bent on this assassination, on stifling a whole
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah. Sean.
Just a couple points of clarity. With a scope,
anyone that has decent target practice could have taken that shot. True?
True.
Right. Secondly, to Mark's point, to escape undetected from an elevated site, if it's the roof, would have been something that would have had to be pre-planned, correct?
Absolutely, 100%. They would have had to go there previously to find their egress route. Where am I going to park? How am I going to get up to the roof? What's it going to look like? How am I going to change the vehicle? Whatever. So I think they went to the pre-incident to look at all the video surveillance of who was in that exact area beforehand, because someone had to, um, um, do pre-planning and get there in the days prior. Now, the other thing is they had to actually get there once the tent was put up. Once they put the
Right.
tent up, now you have target acquisition, and that's what they're looking for.
Dan, do you got a question you want to ask?
No.
Okay. Maureen, grateful to you. Thank you for coming on.